I had a discussion with my good friend, a former colleague, my office manager from the Henrik Böll Foundation, a local Ukrainian person who spent some days under Russian occupation. Thanks God, nothing happened because Russians were just in transit in her village. And she told me she cannot find, she's so tired of this war. She tries to find source of power in love for her country. He tries to do things out of love for her country. And that's a tricky thing for me because Ukraine is not my country. I love Ukraine, I solidarize with Ukraine, but I will never be a Ukrainian. I don't even pretend to be one. I don't say I want to be one. I'm not a Ukrainian and I will never be. So this love is not enough for me personally. I understand very much people like Maxim and others who say love for our country, for our nation, for our kids is what keeps us together. In my case, it's more complicated. I cannot find this source of such powerful thing. And I'm sorry to say it, sometimes it sounds shocking for people. My most reliable source of power is hate. It's just hate. I know very good the motivation of Russian army. I spent years and years of my life in Russia, was socialized as a Russian. And I kept talking and kept warning months and months before the invasion, before the full-scale invasion. They will kill, they will rape, they will create camps, they will deport people. I posted in 2020, I posted on Facebook a post on the day of Ukrainian army, of the Ukrainian defenders, that Ukrainian army is the only barrier between Russian army and the future where Russian GRU military intelligence will create prison camps in Vinnytsia, Sumy, Kharkiv, and Kiev, will torture people and will deport people from Kherson to Siberia. And people told me, Sergey, are you crazy? Is it your Russophobia talking in you? What GRU, what prison camps in Sumy or Vinnytsia? What deportations to Siberia? Now we know it's all what they do. And I kept talking, but then maybe I know Russia a bit better than you. Maybe I have some knowledge. And now when I see what they do, and they love what they do, they enjoy it, they are proud of it, they never hide it. And I say, my motivation is, it's a very powerful one, is hate. I want them to be beaten so hard that they crawl back on their broken arms and legs, bleeding, and telling this story for the next generations that you don't attack neighbors. I want them to be beaten at least as hard as the German Nazi Reich was beaten in 1944-45. I want them to pass the memory of this legendary defeat, of this exclusively great defeat, massive defeat, from one generation to another, that the slogan "never again" will be a part of their new identity. But for that, they need to suffer. They need to suffer a lot. And that is what I try to help Ukrainians to impose on them. Because without this lesson, there will be no peace in Europe, there will be no peace in the world, and there will be no safety for all people, like these Ukrainian kids who were smashed into pieces deliberately by a Russian cluster bomb, a cluster missile. 9 children, years from 3 to 17, just wiped out. It's just a piece of terror which Russians deliberately, knowingly, and enjoyingly joyfully bring to Ukraine. And I don't know, frankly speaking, I don't know what will be my motivation after this war, after the victory, because this source of power will be out, and I'm afraid I will not find another one. I don't care, frankly speaking, because now the only goal, the only objective we need to reach, Russia must be beaten so hard that everyone in the world will know what happens to those bastards who do things like the Russians have done.